Hi, Marilyn. Welcome back. It's good to see you.
You too.
Before we get started, as you know, we need to do our informed consent.
Mm-hmm.
So, do you agree and understand each of the following statements? I consent to video and audio recordings being made of mock counseling sessions and to these recordings being used in the aid of growth of counseling knowledge and skills.
Yes.
Get signed right there. I consent to the excerpts of these recordings or descriptions of them being used by the Grand Canyon University faculty and staff for the purposes of supervision, research, and/or teaching.
Yep.
Thank you. I understand that any part of a conversation that is recorded and/or written down will be kept confidential.
Mm-hmm.
I will not disclose any information that may identify me in the mock counseling session recordings. The information given will be fictional and I will use an alias.
Yep.
Thank you. I understand that Zoom will be used to record counseling sessions and that Zoom meets both HIPAA and FERPA confidentiality standards.
Mm-hmm.
I understand that if the recording of the mock counseling session activates any suicidal ideation or other potentially harmful thoughts, I will reach out to a professional in my area immediately. Excuse me. Neither GCU, the college, nor the counseling student will be held accountable if I harm myself.
Yes. All right, and then I'll just sign down here
Yep, that's perfect.
and put the date. All right.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Marilyn. I really appreciate your cooperation. So now that we've done that, gotten that out of the way, what would you like to talk about today?
All right. So I made one little mistake that I feel a little guilty about it.
Okay, let's talk about that.
So I was doing really well with sobriety. I was getting off the painkillers. I had a sponsor and I was going to meetings, and everything was going okay with that. And I had a lot of good support as well. I think the meetings were definitely helping. There was a lot that I felt like I needed to talk about, so that was a good place to start.
Yeah, Marilyn, this sounds like you're doing really, really well.
Mm-hmm.
Can you elaborate on what has happened a little bit more?
So I went out for some drinks with some coworkers, and I went with my friend Anne. She's a nurse in the hospital that I work at. So we all went out and we drank a little bit and went back to Anne's afterwards. And then there were some painkillers there and they offered them to me. And at first I said no, but everyone else was doing it and I was drinking a little bit too. So I ended up slipping and I did some with them.
Yeah, Marilyn, I really appreciate how you were able to share that so openly with me. I know that must be really challenging. And I know that peer pressure can be really, really difficult to deal with. I'm sorry that you had to go through that experience.
Mm-hmm.
So, what happened after you done these painkillers?
Well, I called my husband to try and go home.
Okay. And how did he respond to your call?
He was very angry. At first I didn't tell him, but he said that he could tell by my voice. So that's why he said he got very upset. So he didn't pick me up. He threatened to take the kids away from me. And then I decided just to stay at my coworker's house until things calmed down a little bit.
Okay. Yeah, I'm really sorry you had to go through that.
Mm-hmm.
It's never easy when a loved one is, reacting in an angry way toward us. I'm sure that was really stressful for you.
Mm-hmm. Especially because he was the one who was wanting me to get clean and I was making so much progress and he was never really super helpful or supportive while I was on that journey to sobriety.
Yeah, for sure. I completely understand that. It's definitely a huge, huge part of recovery to have a good, strong support system. Marilyn, I'm sorry that you went through this challenging experience. How do you feel about it?
I was angry. Um, yeah, I would say I was angry. I was a little disappointed, but mostly angry.
Angry and disappointed. Those sound like really valid feelings to feel after a situation like this. But just to clarify, who are you angry or disappointed with?
Him, me, I don't know.
Yeah, I understand. So, Marilyn, it sounds like you're a little bit confused as well.
Yeah. Um, I mean, I will admit I wasn't completely honest with you at first. So I did make another mistake. I did not stay at Anne's house that night.
Where did you stay?
So one of our other coworkers, Jake, he's from a different department. I went over to his place, and one thing led to another, and we ended up sleeping together.
So, it sounds like maybe that guilt that you had mentioned earlier could be coming from your small relapse from the pills, or it could be coming from you not being faithful to your husband.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit of both.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that self reflection is really important. That's a huge part in moving forward and progressing.
I just feel really lost, and I don't really like who I am right now.
Yeah. I understand. That sounds really, really challenging. And just know a lot of people go through this. This isn't something that's unique to your situation. You're not alone. People have felt like this before.
Mm.
Thank you for being so open and honest with me. Um, I know you weren't earlier, but you did end up, telling me the full truth, which is really what's going to benefit both you as well as a therapeutic relationship with us. So thank you for that honesty there.